Stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Bill Maher just delivered one of the most brutal takedowns ever seen on live television. Whoopi Goldberg, known for her strong opinions on The View, was left scrambling as Maher completely dismantled her arguments with ease. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Whoopi thought she could control the conversation like she always does, but Maher wasn't having it. He came prepared, hitting her with undeniable facts and logic that left her with nowhere to run. The audience sat in stunned silence as he shut down her points one by one, exposing the contradictions in her arguments. The debate started off like any other episode of The View, with the panel discussing politics and social issues. But when Whoopi decided to challenge Maher on his views about wokeness and its impact on society, things took a dramatic turn. She tried to paint him as out of touch, but Maher was ready with a fiery response that left everyone speechless.
And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
He didn't just push back, he crushed every weak argument she threw at him. Whoopi, usually confident and assertive, struggled to keep up as Maher called out the hypocrisy of modern political discourse. It was a masterclass in debate, and she was clearly not expecting it. At one point, Whoopi tried to shift the conversation, hoping to regain control, but Maher wasn't letting her off that easy. With his signature sarcasm and razor-sharp wit, he exposed the flaws in her reasoning, leaving her visibly frustrated. It was almost painful to watch. Whoopi, a veteran in television debates, looked completely outmatched as Maher calmly and confidently tore apart her talking points. She resorted to interrupting and changing the subject, but it was no use. Maher had already won. Social media erupted as clips from the exchange began circulating online. Viewers from all sides of the political spectrum couldn't help but acknowledge that Maher had dominated the discussion. Even some of Whoopi's usual supporters admitted that she had met her match in this battle. Maher's takedown wasn't just about proving a point. It was about exposing the double standards that have become all too common in mainstream media. He refused to back down, standing firm in his beliefs while Whoopi desperately tried to twist the narrative. It was a disaster for The View and a massive win for Maher. As the segment continued, Whoopi attempted one last time to regain control. But Maher, unfazed by her tactics, delivered the final blow that left her completely speechless. The energy in the studio shifted. Everyone could see that Maher had come out on top, and there was nothing Whoopi could do to change that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's continue. By the end of the segment, Whoopi looked visibly shaken, while Maher remained cool and collected. It was a moment that will go down in television history, a rare instance where someone actually stood up to The View and came out victorious. Bill Maher didn't just argue his point. He obliterated Whoopi Goldberg on live television in a way that had everyone talking. The moment he pushed back, you could see the panic in Whoopi's eyes. She wasn't used to this. Usually, guests on The View either fall in line or get drowned out by the panel's relentless interruptions. But Maher, he refused to be silenced. Whoopi started with her usual routine, trying to make Maher look like the out-of-touch bad guy. She used every trick in the book: mockery, exaggerated eye rolls, and that condescending tone she loves so much. But Maher saw it coming from a mile away. He hit her with facts so undeniable that even the audience, usually on Whoopi's side, couldn't help but react. When Maher brought up how everyday Americans are tired of performative outrage, Whoopi scoffed. But instead of addressing the actual point, she resorted to the same old talking points, trying to steer the conversation in a completely different direction. It was a classic deflection tactic, but it failed spectacularly. With his signature smirk, Maher fired back, "You can roll your eyes all you want, but the reality is, people are done with this nonsense. They want lower prices, safer communities, and actual solutions, not another lecture from millionaire celebrities who pretend to understand their struggles." The audience erupted. Whoopi's reaction was priceless. For the first time in a long time, she had no comeback. She stammered, trying to regain control of the conversation. But Maher had already taken over. The more she tried to twist his words, the more he exposed her contradictions, making it impossible for her to recover.
We have got to get past this endless, unforgiving, zero-tolerance mindset bent on punishing and disappearing anyone caught saying the wrong thing. The right response to speech you don't like is more speech.
Then came the moment that had everyone online buzzing. Whoopi, clearly desperate, attempted to bring up an unrelated topic to derail the discussion. But Maher wasn't playing that game. He shut it down immediately. No, you don't get to move the goalpost. We're talking about this, and you still haven't answered the question," he shot back, his voice cutting through the noise like a knife. This wasn't just a debate, it was a reckoning. Whoopi has been running The View like her personal echo chamber for years, but Maher just crashed the party and showed that not everyone is afraid of her. The moment exposed something bigger than just Whoopi's inability to handle real debate. It showed just how fragile the entire woke narrative really is when faced with facts, reason, and logic. When there's no room to twist words or drown out opposition, it all falls apart. People aren't blind to what's happening. They're watching, they're paying attention, and they're getting tired of being told what to think. That's why Maher's words resonated so deeply, because they cut through the noise and hit at the heart of what so many Americans are feeling. The reactions from other media figures were just as telling. Some rushed to defend Whoopi, calling Maher's approach too aggressive, but others celebrated the moment as a long-overdue challenge to The View's unchecked dominance over political discourse. And the numbers don't lie. Ratings for that episode skyrocketed as people tuned in to see Whoopi get a taste of her own medicine. It was a rare moment where someone actually stood up to the panel instead of backing down. Even days later, people were still talking about it. Maher had set a new precedent, one that future guests on The View might try to follow. No more rolling over, no more playing along. If you have the facts on your side, you fight back. What made it even worse for Whoopi was that her usual tactics completely backfired. Normally, she shuts down opposition with personal attacks, outrage, and loud interruptions. But this time, none of it worked. Maher stayed cool, confident, and relentless. He exposed every weak argument, dodged every deflection, and forced Whoopi to confront the truth. It was a brutal reality check, and she clearly wasn't ready for it. This moment wasn't just about one debate. It was about a larger shift happening in the way people view mainstream media. Maher's victory wasn't just for him. It was for everyone who's tired of being talked down to by the media elite. It sent a message loud and clear. People are done being silenced. The truth will be heard, whether Whoopi and her panel like it or not. And if The View thought they could recover from this easily, they were dead wrong. The clip is still making waves, and the fallout isn't stopping anytime soon. Maher proved that when you stand your ground and refuse to be bullied, the truth always wins. Even after the episode aired, the fallout from Maher's takedown of Whoopi Goldberg continued to shake the internet. Viewers, commentators, and media outlets all chimed in, dissecting every second of the exchange. The overwhelming consensus: Whoopi got wrecked, and there was no spinning it any other way. For years, The View has been a platform where dissenting voices are quickly silenced, ridiculed, or talked over. But Maher flipped the script. He refused to be drowned out, and the result was a complete exposure of the show's predictable tactics. Whoopi tried everything: sarcasm, moral superiority, deflection, but none of it worked. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's continue. Social media erupted as clips of the showdown spread like wildfire. People who normally don't even watch The View tuned in just to see Whoopi get a taste of her own medicine. The comments were ruthless, with users calling it the greatest humiliation in The View's history and a long overdue reality check. Whoopi's defenders scrambled to do damage control, but the truth was undeniable. The moment had already gone viral, and no amount of spin could change what everyone saw with their own eyes. Maher had dominated the debate, exposing the fragility of Whoopi's arguments in real time. Meanwhile, Maher remained unfazed by the chaos. He had simply spoken the truth, and the reaction only proved his point. People were tired of the manufactured outrage, the selective outrage, and the endless attempts to cancel anyone who dares to think differently. He had called it out fearlessly, and millions of people respected him for it. As the dust settled, it became clear that this moment was bigger than just one debate. It was a cultural wake-up call. People weren't just celebrating Maher's victory over Whoopi, they were celebrating the fact that someone finally fought back. And here's the kicker: Maher didn't even need to gloat. The facts spoke for themselves. His confidence, his composure, and his brutal logic had done all the work for him. The footage of Whoopi struggling to regain control was already cemented in television history as one of the most satisfying media takedowns of all time. At the end of the day, this moment wasn't just about Whoopi Goldberg getting exposed. It was about people waking up to the bigger picture. The era of scripted narratives, controlled debates, and one-sided conversations is crumbling. Maher proved that when you stand firm, challenge hypocrisy, and refuse to be bullied, the truth prevails. And no matter how much the mainstream media tries to control the conversation, the people are paying attention. Whoopi thought she could silence Maher with the same tactics she's used for years, but instead, she got a lesson she'll never forget. The message is loud and clear. People are done being talked down to, and they won't accept the lies any longer. This wasn't just a debate, it was a turning point, a wake-up call, a warning to anyone who thinks they can keep pushing a one-sided narrative without being challenged. And Bill Maher, he's not done yet. If Whoopi or anyone else thinks they can spin their way out of this one, they're in for a rude awakening. This is just the beginning. The conversation is shifting. The people are watching, and the media elites are losing control. And as long as voices like Maher's continue to speak out, the truth will keep cutting through the noise, whether Whoopi likes it or not. If you enjoyed watching Bill Maher expose the truth, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more hard-hitting debates. Let us know your thoughts below.